Danny Flexen, have you got one, mate?
Hey Devon, how you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you. I wanted to ask you just a quick question about the Lopez Lomachenko fight. In that Top Rank and ESPN both seem to market the fight as undisputed, which hardcore fans will have known wasn't entirely accurate. But I think casual fans may have been fooled into thinking it was for all four major
Yeah.
belts. What did you make of that, and were you at all offended by it?
Yeah, I knew that the casual, it was the casual fans who believed it. I knew that the real hardcore boxing fans knew that it wasn't a real undisputed fight, and that's pretty much what the WBC said as well. That that it's not for an undisputed fight; it's for the franchise title. And at the end of the day, that is what it is. I knew that it really wasn't for an undisputed fight. So that's why you guys didn't see me splash on the internet or go out and try to prove anything because. After the fight, who did he mention? He mentioned the real WBC champ. So that's all that matters.
Thanks, Devon. Best of luck.
JR Bell, please.
All right, there, brother Devin. Like earlier this week, there was an interview through Ryan Garcia, and he said that he wasn't fancying a fight with you next if he defeats Luke Campbell. What are your feelings about that? And also the comments of him saying that you're part of the four horsemen of the lightweight division.
No problem. That's okay. If he feels like that, then so be it. Ryan Garcia has Instagram followers. He doesn't have a belt. He doesn't. I really don't gain anything but Instagram followers fighting him. So that's fine. I'll move forward and to the champions in the weight class.
I would just like to say as well that Devin is actually the only of these four horsemen that people tend to make excuses about not fighting. You listen to Ryan Garcia. No, I'm not. Why on earth? Why are you fighting Luke Campbell? Because the winner is mandatory for Devin Haney. Why on earth would you want to fight Luke Campbell to become mandatory to Devin Haney if you don't want to fight Devin Haney? Right? Bob Arum says, oh no, Haney's not in the mix. Haney's not in the mix. Bob Arum, I've never heard anyone talk so negatively about a fighter like Bob Arum talks about Devin Haney. I mean, he may just be bitter that he never got to work with him, and he knows he's the real deal. But Devin, you remember when we were at that press conference after the fight in Phoenix, and Bob was like, "No, we're not interested in Haney against, against Lomachenko, etc., etc." So if Ryan Garcia doesn't look at Devin Haney and think that's the fight for early 2021, he should pull out the Luke Campbell fight immediately because he's probably going to get beat in that anyway.
Not gonna fight Devin Haney. My bad. Thanks, Eddie.
Marcos, please.
Hey, Devin. Good to see you, man.
Marcos was good.
I'm good, man. Tired, stressed over this election here, as everybody is in the country.
Yeah.
Hey, piggybacking off of the last question that you had, I know when Eddie was speaking earlier, he had mentioned that more or less if you win this fight, you will be the mandatory to the winner between Luke and Ryan. How confident?
They'll be my mandatory. Yeah.
Yeah.
I say that as well.
Yeah.
They'll be your mandatory. Clearly he feels that Luke is probably going to win that fight. In his opinion, Eddie does. But if Ryan does win, how confident are you that is going to be the next fight? Or do you feel that is not going to happen next and it's going to kind of like maybe draw out a bit to drum in what, promoters would say in the past to marinate a fight like that?
On our side, we would love to fight, but on his side, of course, he said that he said that a fight with me bores him. He would rather fight a guy with power in both hands and some crazy nonsense that I never heard of. So it just shows you that he's not really willing to fight me, which is fine. We move on. A fight with Ryan Garcia is not the end of the world. Like I said, he has Instagram followers. I want to get belts.
Cool. Just one last question, Devin. This is your first experience being out there under these conditions. I'm just kind of curious, how have you been handling going through all the precautions and all the different things as compared to other fights before?
I'm making the best out of it. I'm just happy that I passed my COVID test. Like that was the whole camp. I was just thinking like, oh my God, like I hope I pass this test. Hope I pass this test. Hope I pass this test. Because it would suck if you did a whole training camp and you did everything and then you get here finally here and then you don't pass. But I'm happy that my whole team passed. We all passed, and now I'm really ready to go. Now I know that the fight is on.
Well, you just keep your fingers crossed.
Right,
That
Devin,
Gamboa is negative.
Eddie would know.
Thank you, Devin. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Ellie Sekbak, please.
What's up, Devin? How you feeling?
Ellie, I'm feeling good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. So Eddie said something very interesting a few minutes ago before you were live. He said that you chose the WBC route because you were confident you would beat Loma and you wanted that fight. So how would a fight with you and Loma look?
I mean, I'm not sure exactly how it would look. I know I will be victorious, and I've been saying it since, for a while now. But it's like, if Loma was the one to fight me now, it would be like, dude, you for a whole year, he acted like I didn't even exist. He wouldn't even say my name. He wouldn't even say anything. He wouldn't even think about me. So now it's like, oh, you want to fight now? It would be crazy to me. Now we're moving forward to Teofimo. The fight with Teofimo makes all the sense in the world for the real undisputed. And yeah.
Have you ever sparred Teofimo? Because I know you sparred Tank.
Yeah, me and Teofimo sparred twice.
What did you take from that experience?
Well, we sparred one time at just one gym in Vegas. We sparred twice, and it was a boxing lesson. That's all I can say. At the end of the day, I went in there and boxed his socks off.
Okay, thank you. Ames next, please.
Hey Devin, pleasure to meet you here from Boxing News TV. Keep up the good work on Real Devin Haney TV as well. Been enjoying your content. Devin, you stand as WBC
we're
champion.
We're filming right now as we speak. So.
Brilliant.
So.
Devin, you stand as WBC champion and a proud one at that. Do you feel the WBC franchise championship and status undermines your position as WBC champion?
Yeah, I do feel like the WBC. I feel like the franchise title is a belt made for ducking. That's what I honestly feel. I feel like it's a belt where you don't have any mandatories. You don't have to fight mandatory. So what's the point? What is the point of what do you get out of winning a franchise title?
Thanks, Devin.
No disrespect to WBC, but that's how I feel like the franchise belt is made for.
The crazy thing is that Top Rank requested that Vasily Lomachenko be elevated to the franchise champion, so he didn't have to fight his mandatory, which was Devin Haney, and he got beat in his next fight anyway. He should have just taken care of his mandatory obligation and fought Devin Haney.
And then they did the same thing for Teofimo. Teofimo petitioned to get the franchise to fight Loma for the franchise title. So it's like, what's the point?
Sorry, guys, that's my fault there. I was just saying hello to Filip Ergovic. Let's have Crystal next, please.
Hi. What I wanted to ask you is, I liked what you said about rest and relaxation as far as, so maybe the shoulder, it helped you out. I think athletes, we all have the problem of never resting enough. But with the COVID, all of this, tell us a little bit about your camp, your father, Bill, what does he have to say? And was Zab Judah, your godfather, anybody there? Or could you go into a little bit of depth about all your training?
Yeah, during quarantine, it just was, we were training at my house. Me and my dad, we built a gym at my house, and that was like the beginning. Because like in the middle of quarantine, it was when I was like fully recovered. I was able to train and everything like that. So then that's how we started training, and then we did that for a couple weeks or whatever. Then that's when we went to the boxing gym. My whole camp was in Vegas. this time. Normally I go to Snack and go train with Victor Conte and the whole Snack family, but this time me and my dad did training all at home in Vegas.
Okay. And just his thoughts on Gamboa, who is an excellent fighter.
I think Gamboa is an excellent fighter, and I think a lot of people are sleeping on him. I think that, a lot of people are sleeping on him, that they forget that he went in there and he was Tank's toughest test. He put up a better fight than Leo Santa Cruz did, and everyone is praising Leo Santa Cruz. No disrespect to him. He did go in there and put up a good fight, but Gamboa put up a better fight with a torn Achilles. So you cannot go in there and think that Gamboa is a slouch or someone who's washed up. He went in there and he hurt him with a torn Achilles. So I cannot sleep on him. I know that he's going to come to fight.
Thank you.
Thank you. And the final question for Devin. Thanks so much, Devin, for doing this. The final question is from Eric Woodward.
Hey, what's up, Devin? How you doing, man?
I'm good. How you doing?
This is Eric Woodward from ESPN, man. I got a chance to catch up with you and your dad yesterday. We talked a little bit about that shoulder injury, man. How long was that process of healing your shoulder and before you were able to actually do any training and just that year off, man? Can you go into that, just how much did that motivate you that year off?
I want to say about maybe 4 to 5 months of just of nothing, of doing nothing, just probably maybe run from time to time. Because at first I couldn't even run because they were saying you can't run with your shoulder like that. But I needed it, honestly. I was fighting so much. I was training so hard. I'm a workhorse and I never stopped. So I felt like I finally, needed the break, and it gave me time to rest and recover. And now I'm here and I'm able to put my all into this fight because I know that I had time to recover, I had time to rest, I had time to have fun, I had time to, do other things. And so now this camp, I was able to give my all and know that, that I put my all into it, and I feel great. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, Devin. Devin's got to move next door and do some stuff with the zone.
Thank you, champ.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Devin.